Yo, what up guys? Today we're gonna be live farming the Abyss strategy using Hilda, taking advantage of breeding seasons and ancient inscriptions using different types of tablets, and Waystone, which has at least 103 monster rarity, and optimally item rarity, monster rarity was 103 and item rarity 15%. This combo I showcased in a previous video about abyss farming, and some of the guys out there watching the video told me that they would enjoy a session of live farming for these maps, not just the cutscenes of the drops. The profit there was actually quite high, and we are trying to still farm at 2 months into the league with the inflation and the prices which have gone up. Most of the veteran players out there actually quit the trade league for this moment, returning to Path of Exile 1, and the demand for some of the items has gone up and the supply has gone down, so this affects the inflation of the game. At this point a mirror is about 5k divines. I actually never found a mirror in the game playing early access in Path of Exile 2, so for the most players out there I think this is relatable. I'm a casual player which actually spends 2-3 hours a day maybe in Path of Exile, so my build isn't all that great. It's a good enough build so you can enjoy the game, but actually it's not a mirror tier build, and the speed of the clear is not quite the highest in the game. So for most part, many of the players which actually don't have mirrors and don't have a boosted economy which allows them to create mirror tier builds, this might actually be relatable. I'm gonna show you real quick how to farm the abyss using this strategy and what drops are we getting 2 months into the league. The reason for the inflation is because the divine actually devalues each week in regards to the mirror cost, and this is a phenomenon that's happening in Path of Exile 2 as opposed to Path of Exile 1, because the divine actually is not good for anything else other than to simply boost the roll stats on your crafting items, and not a lot of players know or even have the economy to craft the high-end gear in this stage of the game. So that's actually quite bad for the inflation of the game. This might actually get fixed in the full version released in December or in upcoming patches, if the Divine Orb will be used for something different, like in Path of Exile 1, to add or remove a certain modifier for targeted crafting. The Divine is actually used there, and it has different roles, so that the price of the Divine, let's say, is actually holding on as the time progresses within a league, and you can actually feel that the inflation with regards to the Divine Orb is not going bananas. Today maybe most of the players that were crafting high-end gear actually did 1 or 2 or 3 high-end builds. Oh, 2 divine drops, that's cool. And after testing some of the builds out there, they actually moved on to different ARPGs or to different types of mechanics like solo self-found or hardcore. And this actually, oh, I'm getting a lot of things here. Idol of Sirius, that's the attack speed one, right? That's cool. And I think I heard some other divine drops. I'm gonna have to check them out. But as you can see, the abyss farming with the Hilda setup and the increased effectiveness for each closed pit is actually quite demanding here. There are a lot of monsters spawning everywhere, and you have to be a bit focused, let's say, as I'm not while trying to speak here because of the headhunter throwing you around the map, and if you get unlucky and hit some of the explosions from the heavy buffed monsters, you can actually die. Hopefully that's not gonna happen. um, let's see what drops we have here. The splinters are actually good because simulacrum farming is still a thing, and they sell for around one simulacrum, which is 300 splinters, actually sells for around three divines, and the price has maintained. So actually getting those splinters is in the end quite profitable and contributes to the net profit that we're gonna see at the end of these farming sessions. It's quite nice. The mechanics so far from this league are quite enjoyable. I haven't actually gotten around to do expedition. I heard that it's quite profitable, even more so than abyss farming, but it's quite harder, so it requires a high level of investment in the build. So if there are veteran players out there watching this, they know what I'm talking about. They have mirror tier builds which can actually do Alder Saga fully juiced and without any issues, with a clear speed that's actually quite nice. I didn't try it, I will in the future, but so far I'm trying to adapt the farming style to my build, which is, as I was saying, not that high end. So this level of farming, doing the abyss with Hilda and those tablets with the increased number of rare monsters and additional random modifiers, actually suits my playstyle quite nice. I'm actually not clearing the map as fast as I would like, but if I farm some more, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I can improve my bow and some of the items that I have, my survivability and DPS output could go up, and maybe the clear speed will improve from like about 10 minutes per map or so to maybe 5 minutes. So that will actually increase the rate at which I'm profiting from this strategy. And further on, if I keep farming it and maybe improve the gear even more, I can actually be comfortable enough with this build to go and try expedition farming for the Aldor Saga, which is quite profitable. And you can see here a pattern. You have to farm a lot, but the mechanics of the game which are suited for your build, and then improve the character by maybe crafting or buying some better items, and then move on to a different strategy which is more demanding, and profit off of that even more, and increase the speed at which you are farming, and so on and so forth. So what you need to understand as a casual, let's say casual player of Path of Exile with just 2 or 3 hours a day put into the game, you have to understand that it's not all that much about the highest rewarding strategy. It's more the strategy which fits best for your level of build, for your stage of the game. And you have to keep in mind that the further along you are in the game, the more profit you are getting from these strategies. So when you're watching content creators which have high-end gear and mirror tier builds, they are showcasing you some farming strategies which are profitable indeed, which might actually go somewhere around 100 divines per hour. But those strategies are only feasible if you have the build for them, and if you have the clear speed and the DPS output, which most of us do not. And when you're trying to replicate those farming strategies and try them out yourself, it feels kind of bad and slow and stuff like that, so you won't actually get to enjoy the game as much, and probably you will say that the game is way too hard for you, or you're not getting some weird twist from the game, you're not seeing something that they are, and that's probably not the case. It's simply a balanced equation from the starting point, your farming speed, and on to your build level and min-maxing. So you have to currently just adapt your strategies to the point of your build, which allows you to farm, let's say, at a reasonable speed. If you're doing a map in like 10 minutes, that's actually quite good. Don't get fooled, the veteran players out there are doing maps in like 2 or 3 or 5 minutes because they have all the gear, all the farm already in place, and they are just showcasing god level mirror tier builds which are destroying maps. So that's not really relatable for 90% of the players which don't have the time to get that further on into the league. And if you actually have the time, it actually contributes to another factor, which is what moment of the league you are reaching that point. So the veteran players which know how to craft the best items and sell them for a lot of profit, those guys actually boost their economy early on, so in the first few weeks of the league, and they actually profit off the market selling them high mirror tier items which at that point cost a lot less, and they are moving faster and faster within the, let's say, level of their build, and they reach a higher level in 2 weeks for that specific build than you will ever reach in, let's say, 2 months. And that's really not relatable, not for me, not for a lot of you guys out there which are probably watching this. So I'm just trying to simply showcase how this feels for maybe 90% of the players that are trying out Path of Exile. I'm not showing you how to become a god tier here. I'm not an expert on Path of Exile 2. I'm just a guy trying to play the game and enjoy it firstly, and then optimize the farming strategies which I'm using with some knowledge from the veterans out there which I'm following, and trying to adapt those strategies to my level and to my build power, so that it doesn't feel all that weird and clunky and unsatisfying, because that will probably make you guys think that the game is too hard and maybe quit it early. So I'm still enjoying the game 2 months into the league. I'm not switching to another type of ARPG. I like Path of Exile 2, and I'm actually curious on how the game will evolve and what version of the game we'll see at the full release in December. I'm trying to figure out different mechanics for different characters. I've been playing Twister on the side and brought it to a level which is quite satisfying for the endgame mapping, but have realized since playing it that it's not actually a cheap build. And for the high-end farming, because you can see I have about 144 rarity find. That's almost at the cap of 150, which then starts to drop off and not feel all that good as an improvement for the item rarity. So ideally you need to have somewhere between 100 towards 150 item rarity on your gear, because that scales quite nicely with the other modifiers on the map, and you'll have a good chance to drop high-end gear and also currency like Divines and Omen of Lights, which are the main focus for the Abyss farming strategy. So this is the point where most of the players get stuck because they don't have the resources to further min-max their build. But that's not actually a problem, because by this point you can actually use different multiple farming strategies which are quite nice, feel good, and are still rewarding. You have to understand another concept here, that the investment, even if it's high, the initial investment in some strategies like 100 divines, the profit made from that strategy will actually outpace the initial investment, and it will give you a chance to grow your economy and still be farming for a different type of strategy next time, probably an improved version. And if you have the time to spend just improving incrementally, you will reach a point where you can actually feel that you actually farm quite a lot each map. So the first map we have 6 divines as raw currency drop. The other currency is not really the scope of the guide here for the abyss farming. We'll just leave them let's say in the currency tab. Maybe those 16 chaos actually are worth something, because chaos orbs, as you can see, actually are valued quite a lot. So around 8.8 chaos orbs are roughly 1 divine, so 16 chaos orbs might actually be translated later on into 2 divines. So just from these 2 currencies here, we can speculate that we have around 8 divines in the first map. The simulacrum splinters here are roughly 1 divine, so that's 9 divine in one map, and these are actually quite nice for some of the items that you can craft yourself. We are gonna price check them later, but let's quickly put the currency into the stash tab. We are not looking for anything else here. We are simply rolling the high currency and probably selling the lesser drops that we... Tablets are also nice, you can keep those and probably try to sell them later on. We are not keeping the low-end items here or the waystones because we are simply buying them off the market. Let's quickly price check some of this stuff. It's not worth anything, so we are just selling them. And also this one, it's not actually worth that much, so let's just quickly sell what we don't need. I'm gonna use a separate tab to put the tablets in because we can profit off of those, but the currency here is relevant for the first map. Now let's move on to the second one and see what we can get in the second map. During the video, if you have the patience to listen to this or watch this, I'm gonna also include the chapter breaks for each map, so you can skip along in each map if you want to see only that portion of the video and see how the farm was for that map. We just have to have a bit of patience because not all maps have equal profit. Some of the maps might be better, some of the maps might be worse, so we'll see how each map evolves. It's still an RNG factor here. I've had maps where I've dropped 3 or 4 or 5 Omen of Lights which sell for a lot of divines, and also had maps which on the same strategy and same investment have dropped just 2 or 3 divines. So that's actually balancing itself out while you use a higher sample size. So in 100 maps you will see that the profit off of each map actually is around maybe 10 or 12 divines and 1 or 2 Omen of Lights on average using this strategy. But for a small sample size you will actually see some of the maps which are not all that rewarding, and some of the maps which will surprise you given the drops that you will find. So yeah, RNG, that's the name of the game. Let's see what luck brings us. So we have around 2 divine drops as of now for the second map, from what I can recall. Let's see if we can actually get lucky and drop an Omen of Light. That would be great, given the fact that this is still a farming strategy for Abyss. So the currency drop is not the focus here, but actually farming the Omen of Lights, which in the first map did not drop, sadly. But maybe this map will be a bit more lucky. We'll have to see. if the strategy is no longer profitable, given the inflation has gone up, we will actually conclude that, and I'll try to find a different strategy that can keep up with inflation at this point of the game. You have to consider that as well, being an important element for the strategies which shift from one week to the other. This strategy is actually quite old now. I've been using it for maybe a month or so, probably more than that. So I haven't got the time to update it yet and to see what other strategies are being used for Abyss at this point of the league. So that's why I'm trying to test an old strategy to see if it can keep up with inflation. So yeah, that's a nice test to see the longevity of a strategy. I hopefully will profit. At least I'm hoping that I'm gonna get my money back. So the initial investment of around 100 divines, that's the target here in the 10 maps, to go more than 100 divines from the drops and see what profit is left at the end. I can still tell you that after playing Twisters with not a lot of investment, maybe a few hundred of divines invested into the Twister build, it still feels a little bit clunky because I lack the high-end gear with the insane attack speed. So if I get the farming level up to speed and probably have some 100 or even 1000 divines to invest in the Twister strategy, I will actually showcase the high-end Twister strategy there. You can also find it from the creators that are playing like insane amounts of hours each day. They can showcase it better because they actually have better economy, but I'm trying to get there, but currently just using my main character, so my Ice Shot Deadeye, which actually feels quite nice, and for this league I actually enjoyed playing the Ice Shot Deadeye. Twisters is more popular and probably more lucrative, but I'm still sticking to the Ice Shot Deadeye because I quite enjoy the playstyle and the screen clearing and all of the effects. The game had some initial issues this league because it's somewhat clunky on the European servers, but I heard that also in the US there are problems with the game for different builds. But the good part here is that we have the mechanic inside the game which automatically pauses the game when it detects that the game is moving slower than it has to, and you don't die, so that's the good part. No Omen of Lights as of yet, which is not cool, but probably will get lucky further on. We'll have to wait and see. The build at this point is good enough to withstand the maximum juicing for the 200 delirium and the maximum increase of effectiveness for each closed pit. So that's a breakpoint that we are reaching on this build, and it's hard to reach on other builds, or I think more expensive. But yeah, we'll have to see. We had the chance here to get the Abyss pits opening up for the Abyssal Depths, so we're gonna be doing that after getting the boss. So we have a completed map here, but still no Omen of Light drops, which is sad. The splinters are dropping, that's quite nice. Not a lot, but still dropping. I think there was some changes, because at the beginning of the league, while I was farming with this strategy, I actually think I saw more splinters drop than I'm currently seeing. so that might have been balanced in a way that I'm not aware of. I'm not sure. So no lucky drops from the boss. Let's do the abyss depths. Some more splinters maybe? Let's see. Yeah, some more splinters. Those are nice. Let's quickly gather all the splinters and jump into the abyss. The cool part about the abyssal deaths is that now it transfers the modifiers from your tablets into the abyssal deaths. Some of them are actually quite nice because you get a lot of rare monsters down here which actually have a chance to drop Omen of Light, which is quite good. Let's see if we are lucky. No luck so far. But probably the divine currency drops will even out the initial investment, hopefully. And if we actually are getting some of the Omen of Lights, maybe that will be considered profit. We'll have to see at the end. It started up a bit slower, but I'm still optimistic. If the drops have started to be not that great in the first couple of maps, maybe they are great in the last couple of maps. The RNG part has to even out at some point. I've been doing a lot of abyssal deaths lately, and I can say that in most of the cases I have dropped at least one Omen of Light. I'm not entirely sure why I'm getting so unlucky this time, probably because I'm trying to showcase it. The Omen of Lights actually are not that rare as they seem to be in this video. It's like my filter is excluding them, which is insane because it's not, but it feels that way so far. No rare abyss monsters to spawn that Omen of Light so far, which is bad. Let's see the end of the abyssal deaths, maybe we get lucky there. No, just the echoes so far. Unlucky. Unlucky still. But we'll keep trying. What's this? Is this worth anything? Yeah, it's actually quite valuable. Maybe one divine or so. But still, no Omen of Lights. Second map. That's bad. Let's quickly drop. So we got 4 no this map. 2 divines. Unlucky. 9 chaos. Some greater chaos. I'm not sure if this is worth anything. Not really. Let's keep this. Maybe the Omen of Echo, because it's symbolic. We got a simulacrum which is worth 3 divines or so, and some splinters. The rest of the loot I'll simply drop into the currency tab, and maybe some other stuff here. Secondary tab just for the tablets. We'll roll them later. This is not good. Not good. So nothing of interest here anymore. Let's quickly sell these.
Of course.
And let's get into another run. Come on, Omen of Lights. I need those Omen of Lights to get the profit rolling. Is that worth anything? I don't think so. The filter seems to be considering it. Oh man, these Omen drops are so bad, so unlucky. So far at least. Divine, okay, that's something. So as you can see, my DPS is going around 680k. Not a lot, but not bad still. It's decent, I would say, using the headhunters. It can go further up, like 800k or so. I'm not really at a million DPS. For the tooltip, I mean. The actual DPS is quite higher because of the mechanics. But still, some of the guys... Omen of Echoes, still no Omen of Light. What the fuck? Why? Dextral Necromancy, that's useless. See, I'm getting quite unlucky this run. I'm not trying to use any excuses here, but still unlucky. It's not a great start. Hopefully it will be a greater end to the runs. Echoes again. Shit. Where's my light at? I don't know why I'm picking up those exalts. They are not actually worth anything this league. Force of habit, I guess. Okay, let's go around here. For a league starter build, I can definitely say that Ice Shot Deadeye was a great option, and it feels quite nice to play, even without those mirror tier items and shenanigans. It's still a cool build. No Omen of Lights. That's simply insane. Insane at this point. Again, the game is lagging, and it's gonna set the game on pause. We're seeing these wheels turn and turn until the game gets back to another divine. Whoa, okay. Not a lot, but still it's something. Bad omens. Great. Some other stuff. The Val Orb is actually quite nice to stack if you're willing to craft your own maps for the corruption. That's cool. Omen of Light at last. Oh my god. First Omen of Light in the third map. That's quite unlucky. Maybe if I started with that drop, I would be more excited about the farm. I don't know. This might have been one of the unluckiest streaks for Omen of Lights I actually recorded. But we'll see what happens towards the end of the 10 maps. Hopefully they won't be that unlucky until the end. At least I'm profiting off of simulacrums, that's good. Echoes again. Not great. Not great. So the inflation is up, the economy is kinda busted, and I get an unlucky streak while farming this. Not good for our sample rate, but let's see what happens. Two omens, no light. Again. I'm not saying that Omen of Light is that common, but it's still more common that I'm getting right now. Really? It actually is, don't be fooled by my unlucky streak here. Where the fuck is this guy? Oh, some diamond. That's nice. Okay, let's throw around some trash items here and pick up the splinters. A lot of splinters, I'm actually happy for those. Divine. Perfect jeweler. That's worth something, ain't it? I don't know, maybe. Haven't price checked them for a while now. Some more Amanamu. Let's get lucky, guys. Omen of Light, second Omen of Light in this map. That's what I'm talking about, second Omen of Light. Maybe the luck shifts in our way? Maybe. Echoes, no! Give me more lights. Omen of Light, that's what I'm trying to find. Come on, RNG gods. Trying to farm this Abyss strategy while trying to actually cover some of the details and recording this. I actually didn't thought that it was gonna be, didn't think actually that's gonna be this demanding, because I'm not focusing that much on the positioning and the game. I'm glad that my build can withstand all the incoming damage and the random chaos explosions, and I don't have to be all that careful, because if that was the case, I would be dying quite often, because it's actually quite hard to be focused on the game and the positioning each split second while actually speaking about it. Not a practice veteran Path of Exile player, and I'm not a practice YouTuber, so it's hard on both ends. Bear with me. The most enjoyable part on this build and this playstyle is actually the random explosions, ice explosions that are actually in some way there is a feel to the game while playing this build, which I can't actually describe. You have to try it to feel it yourself. And I kinda enjoy the rolling mechanic here, because you have to do the roll at certain moments, not far enough but not close enough, so you don't get destroyed by all these explosions. And another perfect jewelers, some other stuff here which I'm not even considering. Yeah. Let's see what else. So this is I don't know what this is. What the fuck that is. Let's check it out. So 60 exalts, not a lot, but not useless. I'm picking exalts off the ground, so what can I say? Probably should stop doing that. Come on, lucky strike. Can we go for the third light? No, not that lucky, guys. But still, a lot of drops this map, a lot of splinters. Just a few pits left. Let's hope that we have another lucky streak and we open the Abyssal Depths again, because the last one was not that rewarding. We didn't. Yeah, that's... it is what it is. So now we just have to clear the map boss, because we got all of the Abyssal Pits. Where is the boss, by the way? Is it here? No, this is the start of the map. Let's check the checkpoints. Maybe it's this way. As I was saying, not a lot of attention going my way. Oh, it's that way. Okay. Let's go and finish this, guys.
Your rampage ends here. Not yet.
Bad positioning, almost died there. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you're not careful, if you're not paying attention to what's happening on the map. Okay, this shit is about to happen. Oh, perfect chaos, that's nice. Thanks. So let's see what we have here, the third map.
Come check out what came in for you.
So we have one simulacrum, that's nice. 3 divines, 2 perfect jewelers. Whatever this is, not considering it. 5 echoes, 2 omen of lights. Some perfect chaos, that's good. 10 chaos. And the rest of this is less important. Oh, some splinters, extra splinters, that's nice. Okay. Let's wrap it up with the rest of the currency. Oh, and some diamond. I'm not considering that. That's easy to find. Let's not count that. Some tablets, some weird idols. Okay, let's get rid of that. Despair, is despair worth anything? I don't think so, but let's keep it. Okay. The maps I'm not really interested in because they don't have good rolls. Primate idol, that's lame. Okay, let's sell the rest.
Quickly. This is better in your hands, but sure.
Maybe I shouldn't sell the breach. Breach splinters, are those worth anything? I don't know. Let's keep them for now. So this is the tab we are tracking our profit. This is the secondary tab where we are dumping the rest of the stuff that might have some potential value. And yeah. Now let's move on to the 4th map. Probably another lucky one. Yeah. So if you guys enjoy farming sessions such as these and probably are leaving the video to run in the background while you're doing some other stuff, probably if you have a dual monitor setup, you can actually listen to the video here and also be playing the game as let's say background noise. I've been doing this with a lot of Path of Exile 2 players because you here and there hear some useful information or some useful experience and pick off some let's say working knowledge about some of the strategies, some of the parts of the game, and probably also spend your time playing and practicing the game, which is quite nice. You can also use a different monitor, different setup on TV, tablet, whatever. I've been playing the game while listening to the game being played by some other guys, so I can pick up some useful information about their builds, playstyles, and so on. Divine, yay! Divine drop, that's nice. But as I was saying, guys, the real good profit item here for the Abyss strategy is Omen of Light, which is valued at around 13 or 14 divines as of this point, so it's actually a lot. And the price for the Omen of Light, shockingly enough, has gone up because there's probably less of us guys farming them, and some of the guys which are demanding them to try to theory craft some of the high-end items. So yeah, probably for Omen of Lights this is the exception as the league moves forward. Probably the supply gets a bit smaller and the demand a bit higher towards the second month of the league. At least that's what I'm assuming happened. For the most part of the first month of the league, the price of the Omen of Light was steadily around 8 or 9 divines, even less than that at some points. But now in the second month I've been surprised to see that the price has gone up, and it's around 13-14 divines depending on the moment of the day and the day of the week, but you can probably expect it to be around 13 divines for the most part, which is quite good. So if you are farming at least one Omen of Light on average per map, I think that's profitable enough. If you get lucky, you probably can average out to around 1.5 or 2 Omen of Lights per farming session per map, so that's even better. For the most part I'm not even seeing the enemies, so the playstyle is relaxing in a way that you simply don't have to point and shoot, you just have to one click. Oh, Omen of Light again! Third Omen of Light, 4 maps, guys, and this is just the beginning. I'm telling you, the strategy is profitable, it pans out even with the busted inflation and the economy and so on. Omen of Light farming, as I was saying, is a profitable thing to do in Path of Exile, because the price of Omen of Lights is simply holding up to inflation and even increasing as the time passes, so it's a cool way to stack up your economy. If you farm these Omen of Lights, don't rush to sell them for divines, just keep them in your currency tab or your Abyss tab, and just sell them when you need the divine to buy certain items or upgrade your gear. Until then, my advice is just to stack them up and see what happens. the prices usually go up. Omen of Echoes, that's not good. It's not bad, but it's not great. You can probably use those echoes yourself to try to craft some better versions of items if you are into crafting, of course. Another echo, okay. Okay, let's consider it. It's less than a third of a divine, the echo I mean. The prices have gone way down for echoes. They used to be worth like 2 or 3 divines, but now not that much. The game simply breaks. I'm running this at the high-end PC. I have latest Nvidia GPU 5090, and it still has issues with the game running in 4K native because of all the effects, I guess, and it still requires some optimization. I don't know. Just feels a bit clunky at times. I really do need a better bow and some better gloves. Probably those would be the next upgrades that I'm targeting, but a better bow, an upgraded version of my bow, is around 1.5k divines, and that's a lot for me right now. I think I have around 600 divines worth of economy left, so I will be needing like another week of farming, those 2 or 3 hours with this strategy to maybe boost my economy and get a better bow so I can clear faster. But this one will have to do for now. I haven't upgraded this bow since the first 2 or 3 weeks of the league. That's how old my bow is. And it's still holding up and doing a great job, so that's why I'm trying to say the build is actually quite attainable, quite relatable, and it will carry you out throughout the league without issues, but the clear speed won't be the greatest. For faster clear speed you need better weapons, better items, and there's always room to upgrade. But you need to put in the time for... Oh, another Omen of Light, that's insane. So you can see, guys, that first 2 maps we had no Omen of Light drop, but the second 2 maps we had 2 Omen of Light drops each map. So this is the second Omen of Light in the 4th map. That averages out to around 1 Omen of Light per map, which is insane. Maybe we'll get more. Let's see how the luck favors us. Or not. Maybe. We don't know. RNG. So far so good. I can't say I'm disappointed. It's been a good farming session in the 4 maps, considering all of them. The first 2 were kinda slow, but the second ones are actually trying to balance the unlucky 2 maps at the beginning. And it's not obvious for all of these guys out there watching the farming videos, but actually if you pick up all the splinters, you'll see that it actually pays out in the end. The splinter profit is good. I'm gonna show you guys that profit at the end of the session. We'll try to sell all the splinters, all the simulacrums, and you can see that there's a lot of divines going on for those trades. Yeah, fourth map. Great success. Great success.
I have a buyer.
Let's see. So 4 divines, 3 echoes, 2 omen of lights, 14 chaos. Is there anything else I'm not seeing here? A greater chaos, whatever. And that's about... And the simulacrum splinters, almost forgot about those. Let's get rid of the lower currency here. We don't actually need. Some abyss currency. A lot of tablets were dropped this map. That's good. We're gonna be looking at them later. Let's quickly check some of the other stuff that's not profitable. Don't think that is. Okay, no. Okay,
Yes.
let's sell the rest.
This is all we have. Gold is useless
Blah
to
blah
me.
blah.
Take it.
I don't care.
Time is of
And
the
let's
essence.
go for another round. So the fifth map. The fifth map here. Let's do a Sun Temple. Sun Temple is a great biome choice, a great layout. Usually it has quite a few rewards, but still depends on the RNG. Trying to change focus a bit away from the speaking part and more to the playing the game part, so that I increase the speed of the progression throughout the maps. If I'm not talking, I think I'm a bit more focused and faster, but yeah, it's no worries, we can still chat. Divine, that's nice. No light as of yet, but it's just the beginning of the map. Chaos, cool. Simulacrums. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Chaos currency, the divines, and I think I killed those guys inside the unlucky. My hit is quite strong in the beginning, and some of the times I'm actually hitting them while they are in the cloud of black whatever, and they are not dropping the omens. So that's another unlucky part. But if you're actually focused when farming this strategy, you will simply move away from the clouds and let them dissipate, or actually let the monsters come out of the cloud, and you can kill them there, and ensure that you drop the highest amount of omens possible inside your map, and hopefully drop some omens of light, which is the great reward. Okay, so that's the end of the level there. You have the checkpoint. Let's move away from these guys so we don't kill them by accident inside the cloud again and lose the omen drops. Unlucky, even if we got the omen drops, still unlucky so far. The problem is with this build in tight spaces and using headhunters, which gives you that ability to be teleported without your, let's say, consent near the closest enemy. That kind of messes up your farming strategy for omens sometimes, because it simply takes you to the Amanamu monster, which is inside the cloud. And if you are actually clicking like mad, as I did there, you can see that the hit actually destroys everything in sight. And when you're thrown near a monster inside the cloud, you won't drop those good omens. So you have to be careful for that. Perfect jewelers, that's nice. The perfect jeweler orb was expensive back when I needed it, and now, as I'm not currently using the perfect jeweler's orb, I dropped quite a lot, and I don't think they are actually worth that much. I'll have to price check them at the end of the session. Echoes again. My mouse is actually doing some funny business, disconnecting from USB and connecting again. Not sure why that is. Probably because it's also an old piece of gear that I'm attached to. Logitech, great mouse. Let's see what we got. Nothing of worth. Trying to click that Val orb and getting something else like alchemy orbs. Another perfect jeweler. Okay. No Omen of Light still. That's bad, guys. Sun Temple unlucky this time. Let's move to see if there is anything left around here. No. Let's go to the open pit here. Divine, okay. Divine is nice. Let's see the drops here. Maybe we get lucky and have an Omen of Light to share. No, no Omen of Light. Well, that was disappointing. What can I tell you? No Omen of Light again. God damn it. God damn it. Still no Omen of Light. 2 entire floors of Sun Temple with no Omen of Light. That's just bad luck, guys. Oh, Delirium tablet. Let's see. What's that all about? Maybe it's lucky. Maybe I'll sell it for some 100 exalts. So the final level of this Sun Temple. Let's see if our luck improves. Some other divine there. Some whatever. Let's break this and see what the rare monsters drop. So the strategy, as I was telling you guys, is about getting as many rare monsters inside the map and then trying to RNG our way to the divine drops and also the rare abyss monsters which spawn with Amanamu influence, and have them drop the Omen of Lights if we're lucky. And in the grander scheme of things, it's not about luck. If you do this enough times, you'll see that lucky or not, you'll still be getting enough Omen of Lights, like averaging around 1-2 per map. And that is quite a lot of profit because it's valued at around 14 divines per Omen of Light, which gives you a total of around 30 divines profit per map. And depending on your build and on your clear speed, you can translate that to a profit of divines per hour. So if you have a better build than I do and you are faster, clearing the map in like 5 minutes. That can actually increase the profit per hour, but it's still workable with mid build without mirror tiers, and it's still attainable for another divine here. For most of you guys that are simply playing on average 1 or 2 hour a day, this is still relatable, so don't worry about the playstyle here. I'm wondering if we can get at the end of this farming session around 10 maps, if we are getting more divines by selling the simulacrum, or by raw currency drop like divines and chaos orbs. We'll have to see. Haven't actually done the math on that, but we will at the end of the video. Am I spinning in circles here? Probably. I think I have to move around the map. Oh, let's try to do the breach here. Maybe that will drop us something. 1 or 2 divines would be nice. Yeah, the feel of the build is quite nice because you roll, you dodge roll, and then you simply shoot. And the higher the number of monsters on the screen, the higher chances for spray damage, because of the multiplying of the arrows. Again, the game lags. Bummer. But it will come back to us, don't worry. Let's see. Come on, game. No divines. Unlucky. What can I say? Not even picking that up. I think it's a good starting quiver for leveling, but who cares at this point? It's all about the splinters and the divine. Again, another divine drop. That's cool. Oh shit! Oh shit, I'm actually hitting them inside the cloud. What? What? The divine drops. It's overwhelming. An Omen and 3 divines. Well, still unlucky because no Omen of Light. Get serious, guys. That's the target here. Abyssal Echoes. Shit. But let's gather the divines. So 3 divines in one spot. That's cool. No Omen of Light. Still. Why? Unique belt. Well, unique belts are cool. Maybe it's a headhunters. Said no one ever. It's not. It can't be. What? Get out of here, rarity. That screen was messing up my... 2 exalts. 1 chaos. No divines, no unique belts worth anything because my filter is taking them out. So there are still some abyss pits. Oh, this one. Okay, okay. Last chance. I think we can drop some light if we're lucky. Let's see. Come on, clear out the fucking... Okay, no Omen of Light. Still some abyss pits left. Where? Maybe on the final floor, where the boss is. That happened. Okay, so yeah. These are the final abyss pits, where the boss is. Another divine. Well, that's cool. Exceptional, whatever. It's a clusterfuck, guys. The entire screen here. But hopefully we are not gonna be killed and thrown inside some explosions or stuff like that. Is the map boss active? I think he is. I'm hitting him unintentionally with my shots. I'm not even seeing him. The sun map is complete, so I've killed him without actually seeing him. No Omen of Light drops, just some other shitty omens. Let's pick up the currency. Nope. Don't think these are worth anything, but I'll check them out. Okay, so this map, no luck for Omen of Light. Still. Is this worth anything? 3 exalts, get out of here. Okay. So that's it. That's it for the 5th map.
You've got some goods in.
So I'm gonna take a quick break. And I'm gonna leave the screen like this. I'm gonna cut this out of the video when I come back and resume the other 5 maps after I return. Be right back. Okay guys, back from my break. Let's continue with the Prophet for the 5th map. So we got 9 Divines, 17 Chaos, some Splinters, 2 Perfect Jewelers, 4 Echoes, 1 Annul, and no Light, sadly. No Light. That's not good, but we'll see how the later on farming is advantaging. Is that a word? I don't think so. Okay, what the fuck is this? Essence of Breach. Is this worth anything? 61 exalts. Okay, let's put it in the secondary tab here, alongside with some other splinters, idol of whatever the fuck, and yeah. Are these worth anything? I don't know. Despair? Is despair thing? 5 exalts? Not really. Disgust? Maybe for some anointments later on. Okay, let's see this delirium tablet. Is this worth something? No. Fuck it, let's sell it.
A useful trade.
1 levels? No. This might be interesting to craft, but we don't have time for that. Maps without monster rarity are shit.
Gold is
So
useless to me. Take
we won't be keeping those either. Overseer tablet, that's actually quite rare. Let's stash it up here. And the rest of the maps are not good for me. I have a lot of those. So let's keep on moving to the 6th map. 6th map, yeah guys. Okay, let's pick the bazaar here. The Val City biome. Let's see what this map brings. Starting off easy with some simulacrums. Don't get too excited. We will drop those omens of light. You have to have faith, guys. This is all about the RNG. Did I just kill them accidentally? Where are the monsters? Yeah, I just killed them accidentally with my insane amount of damage. So no omen drops there. That's bad. It happens. I should be more careful. I usually am, but not when I'm talking. My brain can't do 2 things at the same time, like playing and discussing the playstyle and stuff like that. So I will miss some of the Amanamu monsters, which in terms probably will translate to 1 or 2 Omen of Lights missed out from the 10 maps. At least. But let's hope it's not that bad. It's just an experience here when I'm talking and doing the farming sessions. You have to bear with me, it goes a bit slower and with some mistakes. Hopefully I don't die. That would be a huge mistake. But yeah, as of now, haven't been at risk of dying. I'll show you my stats, maybe, if I remember, before the next map. They're not that great, but they're good enough so as not to die if you're not a fucking moron. Which I hopefully am not. Can be, at sometimes. Those monsters just vanish and drop nothing? I don't get it. Divine and perfect jewelers, okay. But where is the Manamo monster? Another divine, that's great. Splinters, splinters, nom nom nom. Okay, let's go around. Val. No Omen of Light, unlucky. Omen of Light! Oh my god, that's cool. I was just starting to whine about the luck that I'm not having, and that Omen of Light drop contradict me. Omen of Echoes, that's shit. So yeah guys, the take here is just to focus less on being extremely performant in the game and simply try to adapt your playstyle to be a bit profitable and more enjoyable than others. I kinda hate Expedition and the whole mechanic for it with those maps and sagas and high investment and high build cost in order to sustain those farms. So I would rather try it if it were more accessible for average players such as myself and require less of a time investment in the game so that you farm insane amounts of divines to get those mirror tier builds rolling. I haven't yet. Still the game lags. Yeah, that's kind of the issue here. It has to be solved in some way in later patches because it's not about your PC performance, it's about the game not being fully optimized for this insane amount of animations. And the server just spits you out. Okay, some splinters, which I don't think are that valuable, but we'll also pick up. Let's see the coffers here. They occasionally drop some divines, so they're worth thinking. What? I heard a think. But what for? I'm not seeing it. Oh, a divine. Right. Come on, Omen of Lights. Did I just get one? Yeah, I got one this map. So the 6th map, I think it's the 5th Omen of Light. Let's see if we can get 2. No, just Echo. Let's ping those coffers. No. No. And no. The actual way to do the farm, if you're just focusing on it, is to go a bit faster, so you don't lose the stacks of modifiers that you're stealing with the headhunters. Normally I do, and I actually round about finishing a map in like 6 minutes on average, maybe 10, the harder ones, but I've actually measured around 6 minutes per map. During this demo here it will be quite a bit higher, I'm assuming, because yeah, my focus is all over the place. Echoes again, shit. I remember it used to be a time in the earlier leagues, in 0.3 let's say, or 0.4, where Omen of Echoes were actually selling for insane amounts because they had a higher value in high-end crafting for some reason, and every time I use the endgame filter and dropping Omen of Echoes, I was jumping off the chair in joy because the echoes were valuable. And now, oh, another Omen of Light, second Omen of Light in this 6th map, guys. So if you were heroic enough to watch this video up until this point and you haven't yet fell asleep, what I'm trying to say here is that we have 3 maps in which we have not dropped a single Omen of Light, and we also have 3 maps so far where we dropped 2 Omen of Lights per map. So as I was saying earlier, and I'll repeat it each time I think about it, because, well, that's just me, the Omen of Light drop chance is on average somewhere around 1 or 1.5 Omen of Lights per map on average. So that means if you are doing, let's say, 100 maps, you'll probably get somewhere around 100 to up to 150 divine, not divines, but Omen of Lights in that extended sample. And if you're still not a believer in this, as many of you probably aren't, you will see at the end of the 10 maps, with some bit of luck, we will get probably around 10 Omen of Lights in total, which translates to 140 divines. If we just count the Omen of Lights, so that is the main focus, you are still profiting more than you are initially investing. So only half of Omen of Lights, this strategy is actually a good strategy. And if you also count the splinters, the simulacrums, the raw currency drops, I think the profit is around 150 divines per 10 maps, as I was saying in my abyss farming strategy video. But most of you guys out there which probably haven't tried this strategy yet were skeptical, and for good reason, because it's a huge amount of profit. And you guys were saying that you can't drop all those divines per map, you can drop on average 10 divines per map, or 7 divines and even less, and you can't actually profit around 150 divines per 10 maps, because that would mean your profit is off the charts and it's unheard of and stuff like this. That's the main reason why I've decided to do a long ass video in which I will showcase playing live these maps and showing you guys how the drops actually are going inside the maps themselves without having to cut the scenes as I previously did, because apparently if you cut the scenes and just show those moments, people will start to think that you are pasting them from other videos and so on, and it's not actually real profit. But yeah, we're gonna do the count at the end and see what's what. And as I was saying, this is not actually at this point of the league the most profitable strategy. Is just a basic strategy that you can easily use with not such a high investment and yeah, not such a high build requirement. as Expedition is. We can take this level further, but my build is not well equipped to do the endgame strategies at this point. I'm not a mirror tier build, and if I were, probably I would be doing some other strategies with respect to Abyss and Expedition. But yeah, this is what I have, this is what I play, I enjoy it, I think it feels great, and I think it's relatable for most of the players out there. So I'm trying to show you guys how to have fun with the game and how to still make decent profit without getting bored in the first 2 weeks. But it's fine if you do and start playing other games. Echoes again. And yeah, this is the end of the map. Did all the pits, got 2 Omen of Lights, that's the main thing here. And let's do the count and sell the rest of the items.
You've got some goods in.
So 5 Divines, 2 Omen of Lights, 6 Echoes, 6 Chaos, 1 Perfect Jewelers, 215 Simulacrum Splinters, and the rest is just trash currency. I'm gonna hit it here in the currency tab. Maybe this is worth something. Whatever this is. 22. Not bad, not great.
Yes.
Tablets. This is bad. Okay, this is actually with some potential. Has some monster rarity on it. Yeah, I'll craft it.
Go on. This is all we have.
I'm gonna sell the rest.
Go on.
Nope, I missed one. Okay, and now for the 7th map. Yeah, 7th one. Let's see. Val City, Sun Temple. Can we pick another Sun Temple, maybe? Let's do this, right? Sun Temple. It's the 2nd Sun Temple. From what I've heard watching other streamers play the game, the Sun Temple layout is actually one of the best layout this league. It seems to be quite nice for some of the builds, like Twisters is really good on this map because it has many walls and the Twisters are spinning off those walls and hitting targets multiple times. Accidentally triggered this breach while trying to stay away from the beast monsters. Well, that worked out. Just another echo drop. Exalts, I shouldn't be picking those up, but I have a bad habit of doing so. That's the mentality of a poor player. Yeah, I know. Let's see this breach. Breach is actually quite a weird mechanic this league. I enjoyed it more in the previous leagues. It seems like the breach is stabilizing too soon, and the rewards are not great if you are not using the dedicated tablets to boost the numbers of rare monsters at the end of the breach when it's stabilizing. If doing so, the breach farming strategy might be good. I heard some guys say that it's worth something, but I haven't actually tried it myself so far because, well, I enjoy Abyss more. But yeah, I actually don't see how breach without the specific mechanic for the rare monsters is worth anything right now. It should be better, I think. Just the regular breach, it's not, sadly. I'm just using the tablet for diversity. See, it drops shit, basically. Just 1 chaos and not a lot of other stuff, because there are just 2 or 3 rare monsters at the end for normal breaches. I don't enjoy it that much. Oh shit, I'm still killing inside the cloud. That's so unlucky and so bad. I'm not focusing on the effect when it appears, the cloud I mean, and accidentally clicking the hit, and yeah, that kills the monsters almost instantly inside the cloud, and they are not dropping the omens, and yeah, maybe I lose some omen of lights there. Who knows? You have two options here. Either you get your DPS high enough so you can kill the monsters before they spawn from the abyss pit, and that still counts as being outside the dark cloud. And you have another option to just simply wait for them to get out of the pit and spawn their dark cloud and bait them outside the cloud, or simply wait for about 5 seconds until the cloud dissipates, and then you have a 5-second window in which you can kill them, and that's a guaranteed omen drop. Echoes, still echo. Why? Why don't I see an omen of light? It seems to be the real rule here for the sample size. We have 2 maps in which we see no omen of light, and another 2 maps in which we see 2 omen of lights per map. I hope to break this cycle and maybe get a bit luckier and get at least 1 omen of light per map. That would be ideal. Hasn't been working out so far. And we are at map 7 and counting. One of the advantages of this build is that you don't really have to aim, you just spray and pray. The arrows are bouncing off at the end of their journey and returning, and they do a cone effect and cover the entire, let's say, screen. So that's nice. Don't have to be worrying about I shoot in that direction or that one. Still, the dark cloud, I have to stop firing. And another annoying mechanic for these fuckers is that they are chasing you around until they reach you, and then they are stopping to become immune and do that weird twisting mechanic in which you cannot damage them. And that's a bit annoying, because if you have a faster build and you move around the map a lot, they still chase you for quite a while until you can actually get to hit them. And sometimes it happens that when they reach you and start that dance of theirs, dark cloud spawns right on top of them, and you accidentally kill them inside the dark cloud, and they drop no omens, so that's really bad. Well, when I say they drop no omens, they actually do drop some omens which are called omens of liege, but my endgame filter is filtering those out, so that's why you don't see those bad omen drops, because they are not worth anything. And yeah, my filter is not... Oh, almost died there. Shit. Almost died there from the effect. That would have been messy. It happens from now and then. If you're not paying attention, you can actually die. This guy is not even a mana move. Why am I trying to kite it? Can simply kill it. Okay, so I think that was it for the bits this area. Moving on to the next. I should be using my abilities more often, but I'm lazy and I just click on left button mouse, and that reduces my damage quite a bit, because I'm not using tornado shot to amplify it and to split my arrows. That would give me a greater boost while clearing, but just lazy, I guess. Should get used to using tornado shot. It's casting very fast and it's a huge boost. What's happening here? Why is there no pit triggering? I wonder. Okay, so now it happened. Simulacrum splinters. Yeah, bad omen. See, he got into the dance thing and then the dark cloud spawned, and if I wasn't paying attention I could have killed him and no drops from him. Sadly I just dropped an omen of echo. Another bad omen. Sun Temple layout is not very lucky for me so far. It has been in the past, but as I was saying, when you're filming and trying to showcase it, it simply goes bad sometimes and your luck rounds out. Omen of Light. Yeah. The Path of Exile RNG gods are listening, and when I start to whine about luck and shit like that, they throw an Omen of Light right my way. So maybe that's the strategy, guys. Try to whine about your luck and see how that works out. Well, I'm not actually seeing much on this screen, but who knows, maybe there are some drops somewhere. Echoes again, shit. Why is this draining my mana so fast? I don't know, maybe some weird effect. This is another, let's say, weird part about playing Path of Exile, at least for us, which are not uber veterans. So many effects, so many weird stuff going on, which you are not actually able to see in these juiced encounters, because there are a lot and you can't actually recognize which is which, and you think something's happening and then another thing is happening and you don't know what and where. Yeah, I guess experience tells you what's what, and probably playing the game a lot will make you recognize easier effects and what to stay clear of. Let's trigger these last pits here. So nothing here, okay, and we have another one down here. This is like a map boss or some shit. Okay, the abyss spawns, and maybe some luck, guys. Maybe, no. What the hell, why isn't he dying? Fuck. No luck. The dancing one. Oh, wasn't Omanamu influenced? Could have killed him earlier. Yeah, so that's that. At least we got one Omen of Light, which is not bad. Let's go to the final encounter. The map boss, it's just him. set up with some twisters. Bad positioning, didn't quite get the damage rolling, but still, no worries. Let's get rid of some trash items. Okay. That was it. Didn't actually do the breach, but it's not worth doing
It's your lucky day.
in the end. Okay, so 20 chaos, 1 greater chaos, 5 echoes, few splinters, 2 divines, and 1 omen of light, and some other stuff. Let's put them back into the regular currency tab. We're not counting these. Okay, now for the biz currency stuff and the secondary tab, in which we throw some other maybe possible valuable items. No, no. This might be something. No. Okay, let's sell the rest.
What is it? Choose what you need. I will make use of this. Indeed.
And move on to the 8th map in the series. We have 7 Omen of Light so far in 7 maps. So that's exactly 1 Omen of Light per map. While playing Headhunters, guys, another tip is not to rush into the clusterfuck of monsters. Try to kill 2 or 3 unique monsters, or rare monsters rather, before heading in too far, because you'll stack some Headhunter bonuses to resistances, energy shield, stuff like that, and you'll be much less squishier. So keep that in mind, don't jump right into it, even if your build can handle some of the later stuff. Keep in mind that Headhunter helps you out a lot, and wait for it to trigger a few times, steal a few modifiers, and then you can actually play one button style, just click click click, and that's it. Quite rewarding, quite refreshing, and not all that much expense put into the build. This further into the league. Let's see our luck here with this pit. Nope. And nope. 2 omens, no light. Not yet, at least. Another cool mechanic would be to actually close the pits one by one, because that will trigger the effectiveness stacking, and it increases your drop rates for raw currency at least. Not for Omens of Light, but for raw currency. I'm not actually paying attention to that, but if I were, I think we would be seeing a lot of divines dropping. But yeah, I'm trying to move as fast as I can, but being diligent and closing each pit as it appears to you on the map. That would be even more profitable. But we'll try to do that in the next couple of maps. Echoes again, shit. I think my luck just ran out. It ran dry. And I'm not dropping the lights anymore. Oh shit, my headhunter is throwing me around like shit. And that's a bit dangerous with no energy shield left. Come on, trigger it. Yeah, that's right. It's that abyssal monster which spawned right there, and it's triggering my Omen of my headhunter, and it's quite in a bad position. I can't go around it, so I constantly have to wait and move across, and that's really busting up my energy shield. So I need to move further from it. As you can see, oh shit, I'm actually dying. Shit. Bad positioning of the map. It's quite dangerous. Let's try to be a bit more careful. Just fucking die already. Not even dropping an Omen of light. That's so bad. So bad, guys. It threw my build off balance this map, because I had to evade all of those hits so as not to die, and now I don't have all those modifiers. But I'll get them back, don't worry. At least I'll try. This layout is good if you have Nova projectiles and you're shooting in all directions at once, but that greatly reduces damage at some point, and I don't have the extra damage in order to afford reducing it. Maybe with a better bow. A Warbringer, whatever that's called. Oh, Divine, that's the first drop of this map. This map, I feel it's a bad map, guys. If I don't die, it's really a bad map. Because it hasn't been very profitable. It happens, one map out of 10, it's actually quite shit. Don't worry, we'll get others which are better. Don't actually like the Val City map layout. Most streamers say it's quite good, but I think they're talking about twister builds, or as I was saying earlier, Nova projectile style builds which shoot in all directions. That might be better on this layout, but for me it throws me off balance. The game is actually lagging again. Oh my god. This is quite annoying. Almost every map the game pauses because the servers are lagging somehow. Another Divine, no Omen so far. Shit. Bad map. Sometimes in these tight spaces you get trapped by the beast monster spawning out of the pit, and you are somehow required to shoot your way out, and by doing so you are killing some of the beast rare monsters inside the dark cloud and losing the omen drops. That's also bad, so if you are playing more carefully, my advice would be to stay clear of the pit while you're triggering the spawn and not get caught in the middle, but it's not always possible. Not Omen of Light, Divine Orb, and not Omen of Light. Shit. Simply unlucky. Three Divines. Oh shit. Let's go, guys. Three Divines. This mechanic I like, so the mechanic with the stones from the last league. This one I like. Sometimes it gives you nice stuff like divines or chaos orbs, and I enjoy farming it. 3 divines, 2 divines. Oh my god, 5 divines in one drop. That's lucky. That has to be lucky. It's great. It's great. The bad luck from this map actually turned to be a good luck map for divines, at least. No omens so far, but divines, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, guys. Echoes. Cranium, that's worth something. I think 3 divines or shit like that. We'll have to price check it at the end, but still. Where are the rest of the... Are there any other? No. The pits are closed. No Omen of Light drops. No Abyssal Deaths. But still we have some other shenanigans going on, like this Rogue Exile. Didn't have a chance. And maybe some other Splinter farm. Yeah. Splinter. Okay. Some Splinter, guys. Those are translating to divines, don't worry. Okay, let's clear this side and go and kill the map boss, and then we'll see if we have something left to farm. Spray and pray, spray and pray. Woo! That was quite nice. Good positioning there. Perfect exalt. That's nice. That's nice. So this was lucky map for currency drop, I'm guessing, but not so lucky for omen drops. It balances out. Yeah. Splinters, a lot of chaos, I guess. Some divines. Some more splinters. Great stuff. If there was at least one Omen of Light drop, this map would have been perfect, but it wasn't. So yeah, we'll take it as it is. Let's see what we got.
It's your lucky day.
So 8 divines, cool. 1 cranium, that's nice. 2 echoes, 247 splinters, 1 perfect exalt, 6 chaos, and I think that's about it for the relevant stuff. Let's get rid of the other currency, which is not really worth counting. Okay, some secondary bullshit. Let's first identify it. Okay, some tablets. Maybe this. Maybe that. And the rest is quite shit. Okay, so we'll sell the rest.
This is all I hold on to it.
I don't care for it.
Time is of the essence.
And now we are nearing the final of the session for the 9th map. Let's pick another Val City here. Why not? Oh, one Divine at the beginning of the map. That's encouraging. Let's hope the luck stay. Oh, Omen of... Oh, I thought it was Omen of Light, but it's not. It's Echoes. No worries. The filter still thinks. Yeah, I have to remove those Omens of Abyssal Echoes from the thing, right? That's what you would say. But I like the sound. And it's a nostalgia trip for the Omen of Echoes being priced better. So don't hate me. Plus I'm actually using a live filter from Fabgun, which is actually updated by him over the time of the league, so if he's using it, it's good enough for me. Nothing interesting here. Some idle. Let's get those modifiers rolling. So about 500k DPS for the tooltip right now. Each arrow amplified by bonus crit chance and crit damage. That's worth millions on the entire screen, so it's good. Don't get fooled. Some splinters, not a lot but some. We are not splinter farming, guys. It's just a side effect of the delirious. Another divine. Okay, at least we have those. I always wondered, would it be that drops are actually increasing with the rate you're killing monsters? So if you're killing more and more monsters at a rapid pace, it doesn't sound logical, but should the drop chances increase, or they are simply set in place and it doesn't really matter the speed at which you are killing, it simply doesn't chain that way? I think it doesn't. It would be cool to create a chain effect, so the faster you kill, the higher your drop chances are. That would be a nice effect, and actually still promoting Omen of Light. Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about, son. Omen of Light. This is the 9th Omen of Light, I think, or is it the 8th? We'll check when we get back to hideout. It's a good thing that we are still dropping those. Good thing. So yeah, if we are getting, as I was saying, the target here in 10 maps would be to get at least 10 Omen of Lights. If we are getting that, we can consider the strategy to be valid and good, because it covers not only the initial investment but actually ensures 50%, let's say, of the initial investment profit in divines just from the 10 Omen of Lights, not actually counting the raw currency drops and the splinter drops, which we are actually gathering off the ground, and it will value in the end high amount of divines. Another divine. We'll see. This is still a Val City map layout, which is one of the worst for my build. That's what I'm getting, but still, this one was kinda lucky for the first part of the map. Hopefully it will drop another light, and that would be insane. It should drop one. The other map, the last map, didn't have the Omen of Light drop, so it might be that this map has to. We don't know. Have to wait and see. Another divine. Shit. Okay, okay. Moving around. Getting that divine. Don't actually care for the monsters because I'm OP, guys. Not really. Not really. Not by far. Some lower currencies. Okay. Heard two things right there. Let's see what happened. Echoes and divine. No light. Shit. Still better than nothing. Splinters. More splinters. Not much else. Oh, the boss fight. Let's do that first.
Your rampage ends here.
I'm feeling lucky.
I need more time. Or die.
Okay. Come on, divine drop. Oh, there's a thing. Is it worth anything? Let's see. About 11 exalts. That's shit. Shit. The slow ice terrain here is actually quite annoying. I saw that there is a combination for the boots to have a modifier that actually allows your speed not to be reduced by slow effects. Haven't got into that, but I think I'm gonna look into that because slowing this build down is not optimal. I really need to upgrade my boots as well. I have these boots since the start of the league, like 1 week inside the league. Not the fastest, but yeah, didn't care much for it, even if I should, because I like the roll dodge mechanic more than running around. So I'm breaking my movement speed constantly with those rolls, so yeah. Still haven't got the second Omen of Light yet. A Divine Orb? Sure, why not? Don't mind if I do. I would enjoy another Omen of Light, gotta be honest. Where is it? Where is the second or the last bit? from the abyss. No, I don't know how much of them are left. It's not over here. Where? Where haven't I explored the map? Because there are still some abysses left. As you can see, it tells me to come. Oh, right at the beginning. Shit, okay. Let's go to that side. Cast down roll mechanic is quite nice. I've seen some Gemling Legionnaires play with that mechanic. It's quite nice. I have a friend, the guild master from my guild, which actually perfected that build. It's an insane fast build, just rolling, and the roll is somehow transformed into something like a warp teleportation mechanic stuff. It feels just like Temporalis. It's quite fast, and the build is actually casting on each dodge, so you don't have to click it, you just have to press space and you fly around the map, and yeah, it's quite fast. It kills everything, but it costs mirrors to build, so shit. I would enjoy that build. Don't have the currency yet. Probably I will at some point over the years. Ancient Rib, whoa. This used to be some value. 4 divines, man, that's great. The Ancient Rib, 4 divines. That means you can actually start Kulamon farming. Maybe I'll get into that with the invite stuff. I have a video on that as well. You can check it out if you like. At the moment of that strategy, it was quite profitable. I bought this bow that I'm using right now off of that strategy, farming it for just one day. So yeah, let's head back to the base and see what this map profit is all about.
You've received a shipment.
Okay, so 1 Omen of Light, the 8th one. Okay, some divines, some chaos, and do we have any other valuable thing? The rib here, I'll count that. It's worth something, and probably that's it. Essence of Breach, I'll throw it in the secondary tab. Okay, let's identify some shit here and move these guys into the separate currency tabs. And the rest of the stuff is not worth that much, so I'm gonna put it secondary for the tablets and the breach stuff. Splinters, these I'm gonna just sell. And now we're gonna do the final and 10th map on the city map samples. Let's see, where do we have some this is not this one with the grand mirror. Yeah, we need some other tablets right here, because I didn't actually film the first one. So let's put these tablets in and go again for the Val City with the grand mirror. Not sure what I'm gonna be using the grand mirror for. Probably the adjacent city maps that I revealed inside the map. What the fuck? Why is this so tough? Okay. Ancient Liquid Despair. That's shit. Okay, so not a lot going on in the start of the map. No lucky drops so far, but still hopeful that we're gonna see some Omen of Light this map. If not, we are still close to the target of 10 Omen of Lights. I think we were a bit unlucky in this sample that I've decided to film for you guys, because while counting other samples of 10 maps, I actually got 10 or 11 or so Omen of Lights in each 10 map interval. I think the count of 8 that we are rolling so far is probably one of the lowest in the 10 map sample. So even so, I think that actually comes from the fact that I wasn't able to focus on those kills where I was thrown into the black cloud with the headhunter effect, and I was just pressing the left click, and by mistake I accidentally killed some of the rare abyss monsters that had the potential to drop the Omen of Light, and I think I missed one or two counting those kills, but I don't know. Maybe that's one of the reasons. Still, even so, 8 Omen of Light drops so far is not actually that bad. Those wisps are actually annoying because they are throwing off my energy shield recharge, and that's putting me in a tough spot. But nonetheless, they're gone now. Or not. They just moved on to the next rare abyss monster. Let's see what happens here. Oh, the wisp is insisting on corrupting those rares. And you see, that guy got frozen there, and he was mid-transitioning into the spinning mechanic, and while he's doing that, he's actually invulnerable to damage, and I couldn't kill him even though he was frozen in place. That's another annoying mechanic of the game for those abyss monsters that are spinning, becoming invulnerable. It's shit, you have to kill them early, and if you're not paying attention, you don't. Yeah. Game lagging again. That's cute. Oh, I think, yeah, Divine. Let's quickly grab that Divine. You may never know, maybe we die and miss it. That would be a bummer. Come on, no luck for that last Omen of Light. I'm still killing monsters inside the dark cloud. That's shit. Again, I killed that guy inside the... Even if I wasn't inside the cloud, I'm not sure how that's happening. But that's just simply bad luck. Shit. That could have been an Omen of Light. And in multiple occasions I think this build struggles with the precision of the kill, because you are simply spraying the arrows all over the place, and you are being thrown around because of the headhunter's effect, and for the most part you don't actually have a very good and precise control over what you hit and when, and those dark clouds can actually surprise you, and yeah, you simply don't get the... Okay, exceptional wolf, maybe that's worth something. We don't know. We have to price check. Divine, okay. Not many monsters spawning with the Amanamo influence, so yeah, that's actually quite unlucky for the last map of the sample, and all the omens that have dropped here didn't have the luck to be Omen of Light. We still have some hope that will drop an Omen of Light because there are a number of pits opening up, so hopefully one of them will be lucky, possibly dropping that Omen of Light. Still hating that effect when the guy is spinning and becomes invulnerable. That has to be removed from the game, it's just simply shit. It's not even interesting or dangerous, it's simply annoying. That's my opinion. Liquid Fear, is that worth anything? Being concentrated and all. Let's close this pit. Another Manamu chance here. Come on, Omen of Light. No. Why would it? It's simply not. Simply not the case. Okay, so some splinters, not a lot of other stuff, just the splinters of value here, not a lot of divines, not a lot of Omen of Lights. Another divine, sure, but where's the Omen of Light, guys? Where? Another divine. At this point, that's not even considering a lucky drop. Okay, let's go that way and clear out that last pit from the other side, so that we then return to this side. Not sure how this map is being laid out. Seems it goes both ways. Haven't figured out what the right way is for now. proximal tangibility or whatever the shit that is. Have to be close to it to kill it. Is this worth anything? I don't think so. No, like a couple of exalts. Oh, this is the side with the boss. Shit, okay.
Your rampage ends here.
Oh, it's a double boss because of the Grand Mirror, right? That's shit. Have to spawn them both. Okay, they're down. And now for the Grand Mirror mechanic. Let's see where we can hit it. We can actually hit it here, and it will spread to this area where we have the... Okay, we can try this because we have the city maps here. Even though if we don't hit it quite all over the place, we can still try. We have some other grand mirrors. Did it just lag? It lagged. Really? But yeah, it's applied around here. 200 delirious fog. Okay, that's cool. It was applied. Oh, so when you're doing it with 200 delirious, the grand mirror also applies the fog directly with 200 delirium. That's interesting. New information, guys. That's what's happening. And now I think my character is stuck. As you can see, I cannot move. Trying to move but cannot. So I have to log out, character selection, and come back again. This is another bug from the game. I saw this bug many times. It's quite annoying. We still have some abyss pits left. We'll have to go and close those as well. Maybe we get lucky and find that final Omen of Light. Maybe not. We'll see. The bad thing here, when you log out and then you come back in, is that you don't have the modifiers from the headhunters, so your damage gets nerfed, and your speed and all that, resistances, but I think we can handle one of the last pits without all of those buffs, hopefully. It doesn't seem to be a Manamu monster, so that's unlucky. And yeah, that was the last of it. No Omen of Light drop. Sadly, no abyssal deaths, but still, it was a good run. Let's count the profit from the last map. Not that much. Bunch of splinters, 15 chaos orbs, 4 divine, and that's pretty much it. No Omen of Light, so just 8. Some cranium, some splinters, some divines, some ancient rib. We'll do the head count after a short break. I'll come back and count all the currency inside this tab and transform it to divine to see our exact profit. I'll be back soon. And now, guys, for the final part, let's count the total currency and profit that we've been making. I'm gonna get rid of some lower currency from the inventory so we can move around quickly.
These are our supplies. A useful trade.
Most of these items are of no interest, so I'm just gonna sell them.
Gold is useless to me. Take it. Speak. Choose what you need.
Is this worth anything? 10 exalts? Nah. Okay, let's stash the rest. Secondary tab. Some leftover currency and some desecrated currency from the abyss. And now let's get to the profit part. So we got exactly 50 divines, raw drops. Let's count the chaos here. 134 chaos.
You've got some goods in.
Let's see how that's worth. 144 in divines. So that would be roughly 15 divines maybe at current market price. Let's try to
I'll post it right away.
sell them this way. So yeah, another 15 divines and 2 chaos. Okay, let's do the desecrated currency, so the abyss part. We have 28
Have an order?
echoes. So abyssal echoes, 20 is about 5 divines. Let's take that.
All right. Your order is registered.
5 divines and another 8 would mean 2 divines. So roughly 7 divines in echoes. Let's do the big chunk in Omen of Lights. 8 Omen of Lights, which are around 13.5. So that would be, let me quick check, 108, let's say. I'm not gonna sell these because I wanna stash them, but it's roughly 108. I'll write that down somewhere and do the final math at the end. Let's see the preserved cranium. So this one is around 10 divines. I can actually sell these.
I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
Half of divine lost there, but it's no worries. 4 divines for the ancient rib. Okay, I'll keep this stashed here. It's 108, as I was saying. Let's see the simulacrums. So
It's your lucky
we
day.
got 7 simulacrums out of it, which means around 24 or 25. Let's see if we can get 25 for these
Let's see
7.
if there are
I'll
any
list them up.
takers.
At some point these will sell because they're quite near the market offering, so someone will buy them. Let's get rid of this exalt here. Okay, so
Yes?
let's say 25 here for the easy math. They will sell. Let's check, meanwhile let's check the other currencies. So we have 5 perfect jewelers, perfect chaos, perfect exalt, greater chaos, not sure what this is, 5 on all. Let's check that out.
Can I help?
So on all first, 5 on all. Can we get 3 divines? Actually a bit more, I think. No, 3. Maybe close to 2. It's somewhere between 2 and 3. Given the fact that we are losing off of some of the trades, half of divine ore. So let's say we are trying to sell it for
I'll post it
3
right
divines. I'll write it here. Okay, the perfect jewelers. Is this worth anything? So 4 of these are roughly 1 divine. Let's say that. maybe three of them, one divine.
All right.
Maybe that will
Order is
sell.
registered.
So another 1.5 divine, let's say, for the 5 jeweler's orb. Let's see the perfect currencies. So we got one perfect chaos orb. This means roughly 6.5 divines. Let's get it for 6
I'll post
just
it
to be
right away.
quick. And let's check the perfect exalt now. It's roughly 3 divines. Let's say that because we got half of divine left over from the chaos. I'll just list it here and write it down. So maybe about 3 divines. This is a Amanamu tithe.
Yes?
Let's see how this much is worth. 2 for 1 divine, so maybe half of a divine. Okay, I'll round the calculation up with this half of divine. And greater chaos orb, is this worth anything in divines? Let's check. 3 for 1 divine, and we got exactly 3. So another divine here.
Let's see if there are any takers.
Instant sell. Is this worth anything? 24 1 divine. No, this is just for our personal use. If we need the attack speed on gloves, stuff like that. 130. I can actually sell 93 for 1 divine. I'll take
right
it.
away.
And we still have something left over. So yeah, let's check the math on these. So we have 50, 90, 94 divines raw currency, and the other ones equivalent values I've written down. So yeah, let's check. This is 108 with 94, and we had some leftovers. 108, 94, that's roughly 202 divines. And a bunch of other stuff. Let's say if you get lucky, we can round this up to, let's say, 200 divines, just to be on the safe side. 200 divines was the quick profit, not counting the other items that were leftovers or the tablets, which you can actually craft and get some other divines there. So yeah, the initial investment was around 100 divines, and the total profit was 200 divines. That means the net profit is still around 100 divines or above, which roughly translates to 10 divines per map, depending on your build, depending on your clear speed. This can roughly go around, maybe if you're really fast, you can do it in 1 hour or maybe 1 hour and a half. So that's 100 divines per hour. Or if you are a bit slower and you're taking an hour and a half, that's roughly 66 divines per hour. Or even if you're slower than that and it takes you 2 hours, that's still 50 divine per hour profit with this strategy, depending on your build, on your clear speed. I actually got some samples of 10 maps which were under 1.5 hour. If I upgrade my bow and some other items like the gloves or the helmet here, maybe some upgrades on the chest piece and the boots, which are not actually upgraded at all, I can still improve the build and maybe get the clear done in roughly 1 hour. So if the profit remains the same, that would be 100 divines per hour with farming Abyss using Hilda. And actually, okay, so this went through. So yeah, this is also profit that I wasn't counting in the listings here. If we count these as well, we can get another 25 and another 6 or 7, let's say, so that's roughly another 30 something divines, and that will bring the total value up for 230, let's say. And I'm reassuring you that this batch, this sample size of just 10 maps was a bit unlucky concerning the Omen of Light drops, and the initial investment cost was higher 2 months into the league, from the moment where I first made a video for this strategy. So if that was making 145 raw divine profit, now it's making around 130 divines, so it's roughly the same, plus minus 10 or 15 divines depending on your luck, for a sample size of just 10 maps. And the cost went up. If factoring in the cost, I would say roughly the same profit as the video that I put out with the abyss farming strategy. So if you're not satisfied watching 2 hours and a half maybe of showcasing and live commentary for the maps that I've been doing here, which gathered 230 divines in the end, with initial investment of just 100 divines or so, you can actually lower this initial investment by using other types of tablets with lower modifiers, like without monster rarity, and it won't make much of a difference. I can guarantee you that. You will still drop 7 or 8 Omen of Lights, which are the chunk of the farm, and a lot of divines with the currency drop. And actually, during this session where I've been live farming, I missed most of the rare monsters, killing them inside the dark cloud, because I was trying to illustrate how the farming was going while talking, and my focus was off the charts, and I was all over the place, and I wasn't really concentrating on killing the rare monsters, the abyss monsters outside the dark cloud. So I think I got maybe 20% of them inside the cloud because of the high damage output and the headhunter teleporting me near them. And if I killed some of them inside the cloud, maybe I missed 1 or 2 divine, 1 or 2 Omen of Lights, because in other 10 map sample sizes I've been getting 10 Omen of Lights, 11 Omen of Lights, and even 12 Omen of Lights in the 10 session, and this translates roughly to another 30, 40, 50 divines on top of what you already see here. So I'm considering this to be a strategy which will bring you in 10 maps at least 130 divines net profit on top of an already rising and expensive initial investment. If you have the patience to get the maps, the tablets at a good price, I think you can actually lower the initial investment cost to around 60 or 70 divines, which actually means you're making more than 150 divines profit each 10 map session. So that's roughly 75 divines per hour if your build is as low as mine, or maybe more, closer to 100 divines per hour if your build is at a later stage with some upgrades, and you can really sustain this farm even faster. So yeah, the total strategy here, the total profit of the strategy is actually quite satisfying, and I'm hoping that during this video you guys saw live the showcase of each map that I'm about to map inside the description of the video, so you can watch them one by one and see the drops for yourselves, and get the real feeling of the game while using this strategy, without being concerned that they were just cut out of multiple videos and patched together just so they deceive you for one reason or the other. I have no interest in doing this. I just wanted to make this clear and to show you guys how you can make a real good profit inside of a farming session using this strategy. And yeah, I think this is the proof, guys. just enjoy the game, stop worrying about 1 or 2 less divines per map. It's not just about that, it's about the feel of the build, the feel of the farming strategy, how you move inside the game, and for 2 or 3 hours a day of playtime using this style, this game, this build, I think you guys could really enjoy the game and really continue to play and to learn and to upgrade your build and further on move to even higher profit strategies like expedition or even more juiced abyss strategies. I'll come back later with videos on those strategies as I upgrade some of the gear on my build, and hopefully I will be strong enough to show you how you can make even more profitable engagements using map strategies or different league mechanics. I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase, and maybe hit that like and subscribe, leave me a message if you still have any concerns regarding the profit or the farming strategies, or if you are using other strategies that are way better than this one. I appreciate it. See you guys next time.